Hey there, friends. Welcome back to The Inner Shift, your cozy corner for diving deep into life's big questions, figuring out how to live with a little more heart and a lot more purpose. I'm so glad you're here today because we're about to unpack something that's kind of mind blowing, but also super practical. It's a little trick I like to call dreaming backward. And let me tell you, it's like finding a map when you're feeling totally lost. So, grab a coffee, settle in, and let's chat about how this idea can light up your path. Before we jump into the main topic, let me just take a quick detour. Bear with me, because I think you'll relate. You know how happiness is such a funny thing. It's not always about having the perfect life or being in the perfect place. I've been to these amazing restaurants, right? The food's out of this world. The vibe's warm. Everyone's laughing. But even there, you'll spot someone sitting in the corner, looking like the weight of the world's on their shoulders. And then, I've seen kids in the simplest places, maybe a small town, nothing fancy, chasing each other with a stick or kicking an old ball, laughing like they've cracked the code to joy. It's wild, isn't it? It makes you realize happiness is all about how you look at things. So, wherever you are right now, maybe life's throwing you curveballs, or maybe you're on cloud nine. I hope you find a little spark of joy today. A quiet moment, a good laugh, whatever it is. That's the kind of happiness we're rooting for here. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Today we're talking about this idea called dreaming backward. I know it sounds a bit quirky, maybe even a little weird. Usually when we dream, we're thinking about the future, right? Like, one day I'm gonna travel the world, or I'm gonna have that dream job. We're always looking forward, but dreaming backward, it's different. It's about picturing the person you want to be, your ideal self, living the life you're dreaming of, and then working backward to figure out what they're doing right now, today, to make that life happen. It's like hitting the rewind button on your dreams to see the steps that got you there. And let me tell you, this trick is a game changer, especially if you're feeling stuck or wondering, what the heck am I supposed to do with my life? Here's how it works. And it's super simple, I promise. Step 1. Close your eyes for a second. Okay, maybe keep them open since you're watching this. And picture your dream self a few years from now. Who are you? Are you running your own business full of confidence? Maybe you're in amazing shape, feeling strong and energized. Or perhaps you're a writer, sharing stories that touch people's hearts. Get specific. What skills do they have? How do they carry themselves? Are they calm, creative, bold? Don't hold back. Let yourself dream big. This part's fun because deep down, we all have a vision of who we want to become, even if it's a little fuzzy sometimes. Step 2. Bring that dream back to today. Ask yourself, what does this dream version of me do every single day to become that person? If you want to be super fit, maybe they're hitting the gym a few times a week, eating healthy meals, or going for walks to clear their head. If you dream of being a content creator, maybe they're filming short videos, learning how to edit, or studying what makes a post go viral. The idea is to figure out their daily habits, the small, unsexy stuff they do consistently to build that dream life. Then you just copy those habits, starting now. It's like borrowing their playbook and following it, one day at a time. Let's try a real example to make this click. Say you want to be a successful entrepreneur. You picture yourself 5 years from now, running a business you love, making a difference, maybe even traveling for work. It's exciting, right? Now, dream backward. What's that person doing today? Probably reading books about their industry, reaching out to mentors, or testing ideas. Even if some flop, they're likely waking up early to plan their day or learning how to pitch to clients. So, what can you do right now? Maybe read one article about your field, send a message to someone you admire, or jot down a business idea. Those tiny steps are your starting line, straight from your dream. This method is so powerful, because it takes your big, shiny dreams and breaks them down into stuff you can actually do today. It's not just wishing, it's a plan. Instead of feeling overwhelmed like, how am I ever going to get there? You get a clear to-do list. And here's the thing about life. It's all about the little things adding up. You don't become a marathon runner overnight. You start with a jog around the block. You don't build a business in a day. You start with one email, one idea. It's like planting seeds. If you keep watering them, they'll grow into something amazing. Let's try another scenario because I want you to see how flexible this is. Maybe you dream of being a great musician. You picture yourself on stage, playing to a crowd, totally in your element. Now dream backward. What's that person doing daily? Probably practicing their instrument for hours, even when it's boring. Maybe they're watching tutorials, learning new chords, or jamming with friends to get better. So today you could practice for 15 minutes, watch a YouTube lesson, or write a short melody. Those small actions aren't glamorous, but they're the building blocks of that stage moment. This works for anything, big or small. Want to be calmer and less stressed? Picture a peaceful you-else, then ask what they do daily. Maybe meditate for 5 minutes or write in a journal. Want a better career? Imagine that future role, then see what they're doing now, like taking a course or polishing their LinkedIn. The beauty of dreaming backward is it takes the mystery out of what's next. You're not guessing. You're following the habits of the person you want to be. Now, let's be real for a second. Some of those daily habits, they're not always fun. Practicing a skill can feel tedious. Waking up early to work on a project? Not exactly a party, but that's okay. Those tasks are like the secret sauce. They're what separate dreamers from doers. And here's a little secret. When you stick with them, they start to feel less like a chore. I've seen it happen. I used to dread writing every day to get better at sharing ideas. It felt like pulling teeth, but I kept at it. And now, I love it. It's like a part of me. Those habits you start today, they'll grow on you, I promise. I've got a story to share because I think it'll hit home. A while back, I was feeling kind of aimless, like I didn't know what to focus on. I wanted to be someone who could inspire others, maybe through speaking or creating content. So, I tried dreaming backward. I pictured that version of me, confident, connecting with people, sharing ideas that mattered. Then I asked, what's that person doing every day? Turns out they were writing, practicing their delivery, and learning from others. So I started small. I wrote for 10 minutes a day, watched talks by people I admired, and even recorded myself to get better. It was awkward at first, let me tell you. But over time, those habits didn't just make me better, they made me excited to keep going. That's the magic of this method. Why does this matter? Because it gives you a way to move forward, no matter where you're starting from. Feeling lost? Dream backward, and you'll find a next step. Stuck in a routine that's dragging you down? This trick pulls you back to what you really want. It's like a compass for life's twists and turns, and it fits right in with what we're all about here at The Inner Shift, finding clarity, purpose, and a little bit of joy through practical wisdom. Let's talk about one more angle, because I think it's worth chewing on. Sometimes we get so caught up in dreaming big that we forget the real world. We think, oh, I want to be successful, but it feels so far away, like chasing a cloud. Dreaming backward brings it back to earth. It's not just about the shiny end goal. It's about the work, the grit, the daily grind. And you know what? That grind is beautiful because it's yours. It's the story of how you become the person you're meant to be. Take a job, for example. Maybe you want to be a leader at your company someday, maybe even the boss. Picture that future you, confident, making decisions, inspiring your team. Now, dream backward. What's that person doing today? Maybe they're learning how to manage projects, listening carefully in meetings, or studying how their boss handles tough calls. So, right now, you could start by taking notes in meetings, asking a colleague for feedback, or reading about leadership. Those small moves? They're your ladder to the top? Or maybe your dream is softer, like being a better friend or parent. Picture that version of you. Patient, present, making people feel loved. What do they do daily? Maybe they call a friend to check in, practice staying calm during stress, or set aside time to really listen. So today you could send a quick text to someone you care about, or take a deep breath before reacting. Those little actions are how you build that dream. Here's another thing I love about this idea. It works because success isn't random. I used to look at successful people and think, wow, they're so lucky. But then I realized, luck might open a door, but it's the daily work that keeps you in the room. People who achieve big things, they're not superheroes. They're just regular folks who put in the time day after day, and when you dream backward, you're stealing their playbook. You're saying, okay, if they did it, I can too. I've seen this in action beyond my own life. I know someone who wanted to be a photographer. They pictured themselves shooting stunning landscapes, maybe even selling prints. But instead of just dreaming, they asked, what's that person doing now? They realized they needed to learn their camera, study lighting, and practice every day. So they started taking photos on their phone, messing around with edits, and sharing them online. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. A year later, they were getting paid for gigs. That's dreaming backward at work, taking a big dream and turning it into today's to-do list. Now I want to be upfront. This isn't a magic wand. Some days you'll feel motivated. Others you'll want to stay in bed. That's normal. The key is to start small. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Just pick one habit from your dream self and try it. Maybe it's reading a page, walking for 10 minutes, or practicing a skill. Small steps, done consistently, are what build the life you want. And trust me, those steps add up faster than you think. Let's wrap this up with a challenge, because I want you to take this idea and run with it. Right now, think about your dream self. Who do you want to be in a few years? Picture them clearly. Then ask, what's one thing they're doing every day that you can start today? Maybe it's writing a sentence, making a healthy meal, or learning something new. Pick one small action and give it a try this week. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just take that first step. I'd love to hear what you're dreaming about. Drop a comment below and tell me, who's your dream self, and what's one habit you're borrowing from them? If this video gave you a little nudge to move forward, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join us at The Inner Shift for more ideas to live with purpose. Thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. Let's keep chasing our dreams, one step at a time. See you next time